Hey everyone, so this is going to be one of the most saddest videos I've probably ever done. Another voice actor that I really loved, a voice actor that I admire as a kid and that got me into voice acting in the first place, has recently passed away. Kevin Conroy, the legendary voice actor for Batman, who voiced Batman since 1992 with Batman the Animated Series, has sadly passed away at the age of 66. He sadly passed away about yesterday. Kevin Conroy was one of those influencers that got us into voice acting and also got us into acting in general. He's always been my favorite Batman ever since, and nothing has really changed since then. He is, and always will be, Batman, and he will always be my favorite Batman. But anyway, Kevin Conroy, when I first heard his voice, I was like, wow, that voice is really iconic. And I would always hear the voice again in Justice League and also hear his voice through the Arkham video games, and that voice will always still be iconic to me and was always fresh out of my head. And when I first discovered his name as a teenager when I was 15, I was like, wow, this guy is really amazing. This guy is, and got me into voice acting since I heard his voice at the age of 15. Kevin Conroy has always been one of my favorite voice actors and has always been one of my favorite actors that got me into voice acting in the first place. And it's sad to say that he has sadly passed away at the age of 66 yesterday. And it's kind of really sad that, and the whole world was shocked. Everyone was shocked. Everyone's in mourn. And basically, Batman the Animated Series is one of my favorite superhero shows of all time, and it's one of my favorite DC animated shows, and one of my favorite shows in general to ever binge watch. And whenever I hear Conroy's voice, I always hear him as Batman, and he does a really great job on playing the most dark and broody, and one of the best incarnations of Batman that I've seen. The Batman from the DCAU throughout Batman the Animated Series, and would always be voicing Batman in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, and voicing Batman in other media, and would reprise his role as Batman in the Arkham video game series along with Mark Hamill reprising his role as Joker. Wow. I can't believe that Kevin has sadly passed, and it feels like that we are losing another family member again. It's like losing Stan Lee, or losing Chadwick Boseman, or losing Kirby Morrow all over again. Kevin Conroy will always be my favorite Batman. And it's kind of sad to see that Kevin Conroy has passed away. He seems to be always to be like a nice guy and seems to always be pretty chill. He seems like a really cool guy. I personally never met him. I've never met the guy, and I always wanted to meet him. But sadly, I'll never had a chance to meet him since, But I did have a friend who actually met him, who cosplayed as Jubilee, I think, and it's sad to hear that Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman from Batman the Animated Series, has sadly passed away at the age of 66. Kevin Conroy was by far one of my favorite actors, and is one of my favorite incarnations of Batman that I've seen. He's one of my favorite Batman actors, and he was always the right voice for Batman. Whenever he could do the voice for Batman, he is always the right voice. Whenever I read the comics, he is always the voice of Batman in my head. And whenever I want to try to be more of a voice actor or try to do voice impressions like him, I would always look up to Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy will always be one of my favorite voice actors who influenced me to become a voice actor. I always wanted to become a voice actor ever since I heard his voice. That, of course, along with Kirby Morrow and And yeah, Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy's voice as Batman helped me to get through hard times, helped me to get through elementary school, helped me to get through middle school, helped me to get through high school as well whenever I have a tough time. And whenever I have a tough time at school, or whenever I feel like I have a great day and I want to watch something, I would always watch Batman the Animated Series or Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, as those are one of my favorite DC animated shows and one of my favorite shows of all time. And it's kind of sad to see that now Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, sadly passed away. Batman the Animated Series will always be one of my favorite shows to be ever watched, and will always be one of my favorite shows of all time. And it's sad enough to say that Kevin Conroy, my favorite Batman voice actor, my favorite actor to play Batman in general, has passed away at the age of 66. And I'm sorry for being rambling a lot and all that for this video, but yeah, it's just so heartbreaking. And this week overall was not a really good week for me, and seems to be a little bit of a tough week right now as of this moment. But yeah, feels like losing another family member, and it feels like Stan Lee's death all over again, or Chadwick Boseman's death, or Kirby Morrow's death. Kirby Morrow, who voiced Cole from Ninjago and also voiced many other famous characters, and is also known for being an anime voice actor. But anyways, yeah, Kevin Conroy also voiced Captain Sunshine from the Venture Brothers, and he would always, he also made like a special guest appearance in The Daily Show. You know, Tim Daly, the voice of Superman from Superman the Animated Series. Yeah. Kevin Conroy was always in our hearts and was always our childhood Batman. And yeah. But nevertheless, he is gone, but not forgotten. And he is, and always will be, Batman forever. He is vengeance. He is the night. He is Batman. And he will always be my favorite voice actor, and will always get me into voice acting. He will always be an influencer to help me to do more voice acting. And it's kind of sad to say that I will never, ever have a chance to talk with him ever. It's sad to say I would never talk with him ever because of, yeah. Although he will always be in our hearts and will always be our favorite Batman. He is vengeance. He is the night. He is Batman. And he will always be my favorite incarnation of Batman. This version of Batman will always be my favorite incarnation of Batman. And he will always be the Batman that I would fall in love since my childhood. Since I would watch Batman the Animated Series oftentimes. And yeah, he is vengeance. He is the night. He is Batman. And he will always be Batman forever. May he rest in peace. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace. Whenever I hear the voice of Batman, whenever I'm having a bad day, whenever I'm sad, or whenever I'm happy, I would always hear Kevin Conroy's voice as Batman, and that would cheer me up. That would make me put a smile on my face. He will always be Batman. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace.